This is Brett Clay and Owen Allen reporting from somewhere outside of Munich, Germany, right underneath the castle, the Disneyland fairytale castle called Neuschwanstein,
That's a pretty good name. That's a pretty good translation.
something like that. We've driven about an hour and a half.
From Munich,
Munich, which direction?
southwest.
Southwest.
We're
from
outside the city of Fusen, and we're going to go tour the castle.
We're going to go see the Mad Ludwig's Disneyland castle. Before Walt Disney was even born, he built the castle.
Yeah, and when we left Munich, we were in the clouds, and the clouds have lifted a little bit, but this is the castle in the clouds, so it kind of goes along with what we're doing with our tour, our cloud tour a little bit.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to clouds as we get higher up in the Alps here in Germany. It's absolutely beautiful, though. We're blessed with great weather today, and we have tractors. You can't see the tractors all around us doing their farming, fertilizing these beautiful green fields. I can't believe how absolutely beautiful it is here.
You know, we've had some good stops since the last time we talked. We stopped in Reading, the UK, and in Amsterdam, and we're getting ready for Monday's presentation. Today's Saturday. We're getting ready for Monday's presentation in Munich.
By being here and touring the Neuschwanstein Castle.
That's right. Heavy duty prep. Heavy duty prep. Association with the culture. Yes.
Yeah, it's tough work, but somebody has to go do it out here in the German countryside.
Well, and we wanted to give you an update on what we've learned from these most recent cities. We're learning that there's a lot of confusion still, a lot around the use of SQL Azure versus the use of Azure storage, and then about the role of the VM role and how to take advantage of that. We get a lot of questions from people trying to map their ideas of how they're building their data centers using an infrastructure as a service or using virtualization, and how that can map into the VM role and into SQL Azure. And there are some significant differences that you can read about also on our blog, or that you can read about at Microsoft.com/Windows Azure.
I think one conversation that came up in the SI sessions was for hosters. What does Windows Azure Platform do if you had a business hosting equipment and Windows Server and everything for customers? And what are your comments? I'll give you what I've told partners in the conversations we had.
So what I tell hosters is that they've been able to think about virtualization for the past number of years, but that's going to become a commodity. And in order to provide a value to their customers, a value level hosting, they're going to need to provide the equivalent of a platform as a service. So they might choose custom software stacks to say, hey, here's our software stack with some embedded software, and that's a value offering, or here's another custom stack or another custom stack. So hosters might actually differentiate themselves by the types of platforms that they offer.
Exactly. And now with announcement of Hyper-V Cloud last week, that gives hosters the ability to use the Windows Azure layer on top of equipment to run their own private clouds or host clouds for customers.
For large data centers, certainly, yes. That will change how we do, or actually the biggest benefit of that is that people who are writing programs are going to have a lot more flexibility and not worry about whether it's in a private cloud or in a public cloud. The portability will be really smooth.
And then the other thing I asked the partners in Reading and in Amsterdam is, if Dell and HP, among others, are offering hardware as a service or infrastructure as a service, then how do you think you're going to compete with Dell and HP if they're the ones making it?
Well, you're asking me. I'm not competing with them. I think.
But if you're
hosting companies,
if you because one of the guys at Reading, it was great. He said, we used to make £27,000 on selling a server, which of course is UK money.
Well, I think that the services are going to change, and as times change, service companies are going to find where they're going to talk to customers. Customers are going to tell them where the problems are, and service companies are going to be able to morph into that. But it will take a change, and it will take learning about Windows Azure. The thing that about Windows Azure versus other hosting or virtualization capabilities is the platform that the platform that it includes, and the way applications are going to be built. It's going to open up much larger scale opportunities than we've ever had before. So I think that these service companies are going to be able to find that they're able to offer their clients ways to reach a bigger public.
Yeah, and I think they're going to have to start focusing on the higher levels of value add more toward the application layer than just managing infrastructure, because that's what now you get with the automatic service management from Windows Azure out of the box.
That's exactly right. You won't be making your money just by unpacking boxes and assembling network cards. You'll be making your money by providing value to the business.
And increasingly more on the differentiating applications or the functionality that differentiate the business and for your customers.
Yep. So we go into Munich to, Monday and Tuesday, and then Warsaw, and to finish out our European tour.
And then back to Atlanta, Toronto, and San Francisco. But in the meantime, we'll try to get a couple more pictures here of this just absolutely gorgeous German countryside, and we'll show you try to show you how beautiful the weather is, even though it's below freezing. And look, Owen doesn't even have a jacket on.
It's at freezing. It's not going to. Well, thanks for joining us on this trip, and we'll see you soon.